On this episode of Carnage, we're back into Supermang again. So here we are, back in the Carnage workshop. It is quite cool, and I really wasn't planning to do this video this week. I was going to do Supermang off camera, get it ready for the dyno, take it down, put it on the dyno, make a video on that. That was the plan. You know, last week we got the twin turbo ute up and running again. It was all good, and we towed it over to Kenda in South Australia, and we were going to do a couple videos off that. We were going to first race for $10,000, and that was going to be pretty exciting. And then we were going to, the next day, run in our normal 550 bracket. Well, we did the chip draw for the $10,000 shootout, and then the rain came down, and yep, they had to cancel that part of the meeting. So then we showed up the next morning, and when we got our breakfast at 8:30, the sun was shining. By the time we drove in the gate at 9 o'clock, it was raining, and basically they cancelled that meeting as well. So we missed out on 2 videos, and that means we have no video for this week at the moment. So I'm back in the workshop, and I need a video to do. Supermang's got to be put back together. So this is what the video is this week. Me fixing Supermang's engine. Well, it's pretty much ready to start putting back together. I've cleaned all the gasket surfaces. I've cleaned any of the bad, like that had some yucky oil and stuff like that. So given that a bit of a flush through. We are going to pre-prime it before we start. But yeah, basically I've got to reassemble this engine, get it in the car, get it fired up so we can put it on the dyno next week. Life is what happens when you have other plans, and that is definitely the case with Carnage at the moment. We've had so many rainouts lately. We were supposed to run the Lexan a few weeks ago. That meeting got cancelled, so we haven't run the Lexan yet, haven't run the Ute yet, haven't run the taxi yet. We've got all these cars that run, and you know, no time to run them. And then I'm going on holidays in another couple of weeks. I'm going on holidays for like 3 weeks basically. So we were trying to get ahead so that could happen. Well, it's happening. I'm going away, but we don't have any videos, so I don't know what's going to happen there. We'll see what happens. In the meantime though, let's get Supermang back together. Let's get it running properly, and get it ready for the dyno hopefully next week. Anyway, I shall start assembling. Okay, so to kick things off, I'm going to reseal our little back plate with a proper gasket this time. I didn't actually have a gasket last time. I just used some of that aviation gasket maker stuff, but obviously it didn't do the trick. And yeah. Alrighty. Get our grey goo. Just in case you didn't know, the bit in the lid is for piercing that. Just in case you didn't know. All right. Get some goo. Right. Let's get this on. Let's get it on. Well, now that we've done the back of the motor, let's look at the front. We'll get our gasket. Take that one, and we'll take that one. Right. Okay. Chuck them in the pile with the other gaskets. We'll use this to apply our sealant. Right. Okay. Smooth that out. Okay. All right. Now we get the pump. Whoops. No, we don't yet, because I've got to finish putting that together. Okay, so just putting the oil pump together at the moment. I've got the side on, I've got the spring in and the piston in the right way this time. Just putting the back plate on over the gears. Get this done and get the cover on. Get it sealed up so it can dry while I'm having lunch. So remember, I had to put this thin backing plate on the pump to work with the double row timing chain. Okay, so nip them up. Okay, wipe away the excess. So that is our oil pump and timing cover all done. All right, let's put some goo over this and get it on. Why can't it have an O-ring cover like everything else? To be honest, it's an 80s motor masquerading as a 90s motor, but used in the 2000s. Yeah. Anyway, let's get it on. Okay, let's go have some lunch. Right, well, we've sorted out the back side, the front side. Now we've just got to do the bottom. We'll flip her over, get a sump on this thing. Yeah. Hopefully, it's all going well. All right. Flipsy doozy daisy. Whoop. There we go. Right, well, we've got our pickup. It's got a brand new O-ring. Make sure we orientate it correctly. It's where it needs to be. Pickup is on, gasket's on, everything's looking good. Yep. Alrighty. 1 million bolts. Okay, sumps on. Yep, let's put balancer on, and then we can lift it into the car. Ugga-duggers. That's enough. I should be pretty good at this part by now. Down we go. Right, so engine is bolted into the chassis and bolted up to the transmission. So it is pretty much, well, ready to go, other than the accessories, which we will fit now. Do you need to see that? I don't think so. So let's fast forward to the good bit. Right, job done. Okay, so engine's in. Engine is all wired up. Lines, hoses, well, most of the hoses. I haven't done all the water lines yet. I'm going to fire it up, no water, like I usually do. Make sure the oil system's good first before we go putting water in it. But it is almost ready to fire up. Next, we've got to put oil in it. And I'm going to show you how we do that. It's not the way you think. So before we start the engine, I'm going to pre-prime it with oil. Now, on a traditional old V8 or something, you'd pull the dizzy out, stick a shaft down the hole, spin the oil pump up, do it that way. But the oil pump in this engine is onto the front of the crank, and there's no dizzy, so there's no way of doing it that way. So what we're going to do is go in through the oil pressure sender hole. We'll open our little container here. So what I've got here is a little spray bucket, a spray bottle from Bunnings. I'm going to stick 5 litres of oil in this. All right, let's tip the oil in. Glug, 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 glug. All right, so 5 litres of oil. Screw the top down, lock it in. Now we've modified this bottle with a little tyre tube. So we can do this 2 ways. We can either put some air in the nozzle or pump it up by hand. See the oil flow? All right, so you see the oil flowing into the engine. All right, well now we're going to spray some air into it. So we've got about 20 psi in there at the moment. All right, now we're about 35. So you'll be able to see this oil level drop. All right, so I've got some air pressure in that. I'm going to let it feed its way into the engine, through all the bearings, through all the various passages, and then we'll go have some lunch. We'll come back, fire it up, and it should have oil pressure straight away.
A few moments later.
Right, well, I'm back from lunch, and as you can see, most of the oil has gone into the engine. There's a little bit left there. It ran out of air, so I had to just pump some more air into it. It's got another 35 psi in it. It'll feed that oil in pretty quickly, and then we can pull the line off, put a gauge on it, and fire it up with a gauge. And we'll be able to tell straight away if it's got oil pressure or not, which pretty confident we'll have oil pressure this time around. Right, moment of truth. We have pushed pressurised oil all through the engine. We've turned it over so we can line up, you know, there's holes through the cam that bleed oil through and through the crank as well and that sort of thing. So to get oil in all the passages, you've got to rotate the engine over a bit. So we've done that by hand. I've just connected the battery. I've just got a oil pressure gauge there as well. So now we're going to fire it up. We know it'll run, but will it have oil pressure? That is the big question. All right, let's do this. We are in park. Okay. All right. Whoop. We got a fuel leak. Let's fix that up. I thought that hose clamp was a bit, how you going? It's spraying fuel over. Damn it, fuel leak.
A few moments later.
Right, fuel leak is fixed. Let's see if it starts and see if it has oil pressure now. All right. No leaks. Come on, baby. Sometimes you got to pre-prime them a couple of times. Make sure you get all the fuel pressure up. All right, see how we go now. Okay.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I have solved the issue of why it wouldn't start, and it's hilarious. The crank pulley is double keywayed, and I had it backwards. So I had it on the wrong key. So of course, it's sending signals to the crank trigger, which were like so far out of whack that the computer's going, well, I'm not going to throw any spark at that because it's wrong. Why is it wrong? So yeah, I thought it's the only thing that could be wrong. So pulled the serpentine belts off, pulled the pulley off, and yeah, checked it against a standard pulley, which obviously only has one keyway, and worked out which way it needed to be. Put it back on, and watch this. She runs. It has oil pressure. Yep, she runs and it has oil pressure. Oh my God. Right. That's a good thing. It runs, it lives, has oil pressure, it runs. Now I need to put water in it, see if it leaks, but we'll do that off camera. And hopefully next week we're going to throw this on the dyno, make some power. Hopefully. But you're going to see all that on a future episode of Carnage.